While the world's focus has shifted to Afghanistan, not only Pakistan's ISI has stepped up terror activities in Kashmir, but also leaders of Pak-backed terror groups are seeking the help of Taliban in India-centric terror operations. The forcible takeover of Afghanistan by the Taliban, coupled with its recent meeting with Pakistani terrorists, has raised concerns about cross-border terrorism in New Delhi. A report.
Pakistan's unfulfilled dream of annexing Kashmir from India has resuscitated amid Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, as the country's terror leaders have been seeking the help of Taliban in India-centric terror operations of late. According to several reports, days after Kabul fell into the hands of Taliban, leader of Pakistan's JeM Maulana Masood Azhar met Taliban leader Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar in Kandahar to ask for cooperation in fomenting terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. A few days prior to the Taliban's win in Kabul, Masood Azhar had praised the terror group for bringing down the US-backed Afghan government. The JeM's leader commended Mujahideen accomplishments in Afghanistan in an article titled Manzil Ki Tarah, that is, Towards the Destination, published in August.
Masood Azhar has gone to convey this message to Baradar that I help you to capture power in Kabul. Now give me return gift. It is a payback time. Fight with me in Jammu and Kashmir. Be with me in Jammu and Kashmir to create mayhem. Give me US weapons and military equipment. The second aspect is that FATF angle. That these terrorist organizations, JeM, Lashkar-e-Tauba, HM, they want to shift the area of operation from Pakistan to Afghanistan. So this is a very clever ploy. This is just trying to increase the intensity of terror in Jammu and Kashmir, and Pakistan desperately wanting to get out of grey list.
Although the Taliban had recently stated that Jammu and Kashmir is an internal issue of India and that issues with Pakistan must be sorted through bilateral talks, the words of the Islamist organization cannot be taken at face value. At a time of such an international crisis, meeting between Taliban and JeM terrorists have brought back haunting memories of the past, as they share a close relationship, and it was evident when Taliban provided safe haven to Jaish terrorists during the Kandahar hijacking of Indian aircraft IC-814 in 1999, following which Masood Azhar was released. Both the groups are also considered as ideological comrades in interpreting Sharia, the Islamic law, following the Deobandi school of Sunni Islam. Meanwhile, not only the terror leaders but political leaders of Pakistan's ruling party are also exposing their true intentions regarding Taliban. Unabashedly admitting Pakistan military's close ties with the Taliban and their anti-India agenda, Neelam Irshad Sheikh, leader of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and a close aide of Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, talked about getting Taliban's help in conquering Kashmir during an on-air show.
अफगानिस्तान माशाल्लाह से देख लें, वो तालिबान हमें कहते हैं हम आपके साथ हैं और इंशाल्लाह वो आके हमारे साथ कश्मीर फतह करके देंगे.
The Taliban takeover has come as a massive morale boost for jihadis all over the world. Recently, a top Al-Qaeda leader and a close aide of Osama bin Laden was reportedly seen in Afghanistan's Nangarhar province after hiding for at least a decade. Amin ul Haq, who was bin Laden's security chief, helped the Al-Qaeda founder escape US forces in 2002 by moving him out of Tora Bora in eastern Afghanistan to Waziristan in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. He was accompanied by a large convoy of heavily armed Taliban men and was greeted by a cheering crowd that shook hands with him and welcomed him. This has once again raised questions over the United States' claim of completely wiping out the terror group. This development is not just a wake-up call for the US but also for India. Recently, Al-Qaeda congratulated the Taliban and called for a war for Islamic Caliphate and the liberation of Kashmir. Is the Taliban-Al-Qaeda nexus back in Afghanistan? Could Aminul Haq's return signal the rebirth of once the most dreaded terror organization? There are reports that the arms that have fallen into the Taliban's hand are also being diverted to other terror groups. So the question arises, are the Taliban's claim of not providing safe haven to any terror group just a mere ploy? Due to such instances, the Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan has raised alarm that several terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda will rise up to threaten the world.